It's Pink Panthers and Zara Larson stateside on Five Nights. Played you some Tate McRae, Tit for Tat, and Elisa Cara with Slow Motion. Coming up on the show, Crissy Holme is a rising South African singer-songwriter and an indie pop artist who's based in Johannesburg. Her track has been on the Five Nights chart. We've been jamming her music, and it's so awesome that we've got her in the studio tonight. Over the past couple of years, she's quietly built momentum with releases like Right Now and To Love Her. And in 2025, she dropped notable tracks including Good Idea and Disappearing, which showcases her reflective lyrical style and her melodic sensibilities. She's coming up next for Tastemakers. Up next, we got a singer and songwriter in the studio. She's an indie pop artist who is really absolutely incredible. She's got such emotionally honest music, and her catalog of singles just resonate with listeners through vulnerability and relatability. Over the past couple of years, she's quietly built momentum with releases like Right Now and To Love Her. And then she also dropped tracks like Good Idea and Disappearing. It really just shows how reflective she is. Good Idea is her brand new single, and we'll be chatting to her about it. Crissy Holme on Five Nights. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
It is such an absolute pleasure to have you here. So we were kind of discussing you when you were out of the studio, and we were talking about how you've just come back from Cape Town from years of studying. How was that, and how's the move back been?
You know, I was expecting to be a lot sadder than I actually am.
Oh, yeah?
I'm actually enjoying the change.
Okay.
And like, you know, when you're back home, it can be quite grounding and
Yes.
just like kind of reset and almost like a new, like fresh new chapter.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome back. Tell me about just, you know, when you were young, did you listen to the radio a lot?
Yeah, so I used to always dream about being on the radio. Like, since I was a kid.
Oh, yeah?
I've very much wanted to be a singer.
Okay.
And I used to think that I would be scouted.
Okay.
And the way that I did this, I was like 8 years old. I would go to the intercom and I would sing into the intercom. Because I was hoping someone would like walk past and they'd be like, "Oh my god!" And I just really imagined that it would be a story on the radio, that there was this girl who had, you know, the voice of an angel on the intercom. Yeah.
That's so wild to me. Like just a reminder that dreams come true, right?
Yeah.
Because you're that girl now, you know,
yeah.
with your music playing on the radio. It's absolutely crazy. On that note, you've got some coasters in front of you. We're going to flip some coasters. You flip coaster number 1. All right, there we go. What does it say?
It says music journey.
Let's talk about that. So you've clearly always had this dream of being a singer. Tell me about that. I mean, did you grow up in a musical type of family, or how did the music thing start for you?
I think I always just felt really emotionally connected to songs, and I was a very like sensitive child. I'm a sensitive person in general. Yeah. So I would really get like these very intense feelings, like when I could relate to a song.
Oh, yeah?
And it was, you know, when you just know that you love something. And also I was the one, I remember at break, I would always want to play idols with my friends. Like I would make them all line up, and then I was like, everyone has to audition. But I was just waiting for my turn for when I could sing. So and then I started piano lessons when I was quite young, like when I was 8 or 9.
Was that your choice?
Yeah, I was interested in playing piano. And my mom also encouraged me, and she was very strict about my practicing. But I loved it, and I think people noticed that I had, like some of my piano teachers would point out that I had a nice singing voice, and I was encouraged to go for vocal lessons. And then that's kind of where my love for vocals began.
Oh, yeah.
And I just really started to believe that this is genuinely something that I can pursue. and I used to sing at events in high school.
Yeah.
And I would just like seek out any opportunity to perform.
Oh, that's beautiful. And what music influenced you? Like, if you think back to those days when you'd make your friends sing during break time, what was the sort of music that you were listening to or that you resonated with? Some of the artists.
Well, we would sing like mostly Disney Channel theme songs.
Oh yeah.
Because everyone knew them.
Yes.
And then there was just classics like Katy Perry.
Yes.
Good old Katy Perry. I loved pop music.
Oh yeah.
When I was younger, I liked what was on the radio.
And
I also, my first CD that I got was Taylor Swift.
Oh, yes. Swifties unite. I love that. Okay.
And I would literally put that on every single morning, listen to it back to front. And I didn't even know what the concept of like rolling out albums would be. I would just like go to the shop every 3 years, go to Musica, and then be like, hope there's a new Taylor Swift CD. And then they would be. And that also, I used to kind of like daydream while I was listening to her songs, pretend I was performing them and imagine that. It just was my dream.
Yeah. And then you finish matric and you've got to go study, right? But you've got this music passion. Tell me about that moment when you have to decide what you're going to study, because I think a lot of creatives and very talented people have that internal battle when it's time to decide what to study, right? Do you go with what you're passionate about, which is music, or your other passions, which is stuff that you're interested in studying? What was the decision process like for you when you were in matric, and what did you end up deciding to study?
So yeah, that's a great question because it's so relatable and relevant. Because I really did struggle, and when I was in matric, you kind of also get your judgment gets clouded by everyone's opinions, because you're at school and it's like this little box that you're in where you hear about what everyone else is doing, and you kind of think, well, I shouldn't be doing something different, like that's too risky. And I really wasn't sure. I thought I needed to have a plan B, and I was really interested in psychology, and that was kind of, if I wasn't a singer, I would probably go into like teaching or like educational psych.
Okay.
But I just didn't have the same drive and passion for it, because there was always just like the music thing that was like, don't forget about me.
Yeah.
And actually when I finally made that decision to be like, no, I'm going for the music, and but sometimes when you have a backup plan, you kind of subconsciously telling yourself, I don't really believe that this is going to work. And when I just let myself fully like be like, no, this will work. Like it has to work.
Yes.
As in Marty Supreme, I don't know if you've watched Marty Supreme, but someone says to him, and what if your dreams don't come into fruition? And he says, that doesn't even enter my consciousness.
Oh, I love that.
That's the kind of vibe that I'm on right now.
Yeah, I dig that. Crissy Holme on 5 Nights. We're going to chat about Good Idea up next. We're flipping some more coasters and a little bit of Neon Dreams on the way. It's Neon Dreams, Little Dance on 5 Nights. We've got Crissy Holme joining us in studio tonight. You'll also catch her a little later on the 5 Nights pop chart, or rather indie chart, that's coming up just after 9:30. But tonight we've got her for Tastemakers. Coaster number 2. What does it say?
Good Idea.
Let's chat about Good Idea. It's 90s inspired, isn't it?
I have no idea what it is.
Oh, yeah?
I really did not intentionally have it inspired by any kind of decade.
Okay.
It kind of just turned out that way.
Okay.
And I'm glad that it did.
Yeah.
I just knew that I wanted guitars, because all my other songs have like piano and don't really have. This is the happiest one. For sure. That's for sure. But Yeah, I don't know what the question was anymore.
If it was 90s inspired. No. So it's interesting hearing that it's actually...
But it does sound that way.
Yes, it definitely gives me that feeling. You know what I mean? Tell me about the process of making a Good Idea. Just where were you at? What did you want to create?
So this was last year, and in the beginning of probably similar time last year, and I knew I was going to have another session with my producer, Daniel Barron. We were going to record three more songs for my EP, which is not out yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I knew that I wanted to write something that kind of spoke to my feeling of knowing that I have this potential, but I was at that time, and I'm in a different space now, but at that time I was just very terrified that I wouldn't have the confidence to actually have my dreams come into fruition, despite there being the potential for that. Like, I feel like that would just be, the idea of that is quite crushing, just when even like maybe you had like an idea for this like amazing invention and then you kind of just are like, no, it's probably not that important. And then like some other guy like has the same idea and then he gets all the credit. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of what the song is about.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. As a rising indie pop artist in the country, you know, what unique challenges or opportunities are you experiencing in the local music scene?
Gosh, I wish that, you know, in Cape Town it was really nice that there are a lot of open mic opportunities there.
Yeah.
And kind of the music culture is really nice there, and it's more like social.
Okay.
Whereas, I don't know, maybe I just haven't found the right places in Joburg yet, but I'm struggling to be like, find like just a nice casual open mic where I can go and like meet people and practice performing.
Yes.
But I guess I gotta go professional now.
That's where you at, babe. Yeah. That's where you at. What's it like working with Daniel Barron? He is someone I've got so much love for. I think he's incredible.
Yeah, he is an amazing person and just super kind and patient. He's always just in a good mood and happy and positive, even though like you can see he's like working all day every day and has a million things going on, but he always makes time for me and will always like respond to my messages and give me advice. Like, he's also just been a great mentor. So yeah, I'm really grateful for him.
Are there people that you want to work with in the future, and who are those people?
Oh my goodness. Gosh, I haven't really thought about this, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I would have to give it some thought. You know, this year my goal is really to get more familiar with people in the music industry and start figuring out, like, I really want to meet more people that have this same passion for music. And I trust that I will. Yeah. So... yeah, I don't really have an answer for you yet.
Your debut album is highly anticipated, and of course the EP as well. Is there a lot of pressure for a long form project?
Not really, no.
Okay, that's good.
You know, it's hard because obviously people, you don't remember always that it's like cost money.
Yes.
To produce songs.
Yes.
It's not just like something that magically appears. People have to put in like the labor to produce your song. If you can't produce and master it, mix it, and then you have to figure out how you want to construct the song. It takes a lot of time, and I would love to eventually put out an album, and I just hope that this EP gives me like the platform and the boost I need so that I can be able to continue creating, because at this point, like, I feel like I have so much more, and I'm like, yeah, I'm excited.
I love it. Yeah, it's a really exciting time for you, and I cannot wait to hear more from you, and I think people who have gravitated towards your music also cannot wait. Talking about creating, you know, there's a lot of conversation right now around AI and music. Where do you stand with, you know, AI being used as a tool to co-create music? Where you at with that? And I ask you in particular because you started music a long time ago, since you were really young, you know what I mean? Before we even knew what AI was, you know, you learned how to play the piano and all these things. And now you literally have artists who can, or people who are trying to get into music, who can literally wake up and co-create with AI. Yeah. So where are you honestly sitting with that? AI and music.
AI and music. It's a tricky one because it feels really unfair almost because I, you know, not only in the music industry but in many different industries where you have like put years into learning a craft and a talent, and then it is all, the whole value of it is just stripped away like in an instant, which no one really anticipated. But I also, you know, we're all in the same boat, and I also believe that people will really start to value art that hasn't been made by AI. Like it'll almost become, you know, something, a label that you can put on it that this does not have AI. And I think
not AI generated,
100%
human.
But I think like when I see stuff like that, I'm like, I love that.
Yes.
You know, I saw this picture on Instagram, and it was just like a clay pot, and it said on it, no AI was used to make this. And it's like just people, the humanness of creativity, I think, was just always going to be important.
Yeah, there is iHeart Radio, the big radio network, basically a couple of months ago banned AI music from all its radio stations, and what they require all the presenters to say is they need to mention that like this is guaranteed human, there is no AI. So no sound, like voiceovers, ads, music, none of that is allowed at the radio stations. And I think that's a powerful stance that they've taken.
Yeah, I mean it makes sense, because how can we just take away opportunities from so many people who have been working towards something and like it's almost like just taking away their passion away from them, because now they're not allowed, or it's harder for them to pursue that, which I just think is so unfair.
Yeah. What do you hope for yourself in 2026 and your music?
I really hope that my music can get more reach, and like I can find my audience more, because I think that it really is just a matter of finding the right people that connect to my music.
Yeah.
And that's my goal, to just like kind of be more confident in myself and promote myself like almost on a delusional level.
Have the audacity.
Have the audacity.
Yeah.
I love that. Like the often, I always hear like often it's not about even how much talent you necessarily have. Obviously that is a factor in it, but it's the people that have the most audacity
that is so true,
that make it the furthest. So that's my mindset.
Yeah, I'm inspired by that actually. I you know what, I think I'm gonna have the audacity this year as well.
Stick
I love
it on
that.
your wall.
Yes, I'm gonna do that. Crissy Holme on 5 Nights. It's Avril Lavigne and Black Bear. Love it when you hate me on 5 Nights. We've got Crissy Holme in studio. Let's flip your next coaster. What does it say?
5 seconds rule.
5 seconds rule. So what's going to happen is I'm going to play a 5-second timer. I'm going to ask you some questions about yourself, and you need to answer them in 5 seconds. So you got to be quick. You got to be quick, girl.
Okay, I just want to say, like, I'm a little bit of a slow person.
Let's see how you do.
Okay, but I'll try my best.
Okay, let's do this. What's the first word that comes to mind when you hear good idea?
Balloon.
Nice.
Yeah.
There we go. You did it in less than 5 seconds. Your favorite lyric from the song?
You don't want to get my hopes up, but I've made up my mind.
Oh, yes. I love that. Writing good idea. Was it fun or therapeutic?
Neither.
So how would you describe the experience?
It was a grueling process because like I really wanted to make like for the song I was like very stuck up on, I need the song to be like catchy and I wanted it to sound a certain way. So I was like very perfectionistic about it in a way. But That's not really a fair answer because, you know, it's like fun at first, but then you like dissect it at the end.
Who helps you with that? Like, you know, when you are a perfectionist, I can relate to that a lot, right? So I can imagine with music, at some point you gotta just be like, dude, the song is finished now. Is there anyone in particular who helps you with that, who's able to reassure you that, Crissy, the song is done and it sounds amazing?
I think going to the studio helps with that, and then having like a time frame that you have to work in the studio.
Okay.
Because then it's kind of like, once my time with Daniel is done, it's done. So I have to make a decision. Okay. And I don't know, normally it does. I am happy at the end. When sometimes those like quick decisions are the best ones.
How does it feel to be 22 with a #1 radio hit already? How does that feel?
Doesn't feel real. It doesn't. Like, that literally is insane. It feels like I'm in an alternate universe right now.
Oh, that's beautiful. Joburg or Cape Town, which city inspires you more creatively?
Joburg.
Oh, yeah?
I feel like that's such an unpopular opinion. But I think
I'm quite surprised at your answer.
I don't know why. I think it's because I grew up here. So then, like, when even like I like the thunderstorms, and I mean, this year it's been a bit intense, but like even like just like the smell of the air, like it'll take me back to my childhood, or going past like familiar places. And I don't know, I like Joburg.
I like that. What's the biggest lesson you learned from the process of making Good Idea? I'll give you more than five
buffering.
I'll give you more than five seconds for this one.
Can you please repeat the question?
Okay, so what's the biggest lesson Good Idea taught you?
Probably that I need to start to think more positively. Because I was kind of like, this is my best attempt at making a happy song, and then I was listening back to it, and then I was like, it's still kind of got a sad edge to it, doesn't it? So yeah, probably I genuinely did feel after that, I was like, okay, Crissy, like, we need to try and celebrate the positive things and be inspired by the good things as well, or else I'm gonna be always looking for the downside. So yeah, but genuinely that is something I took from it. Yeah.
And then one word to describe your upcoming EP?
Ooh, personal.
Nice. And how important is that, like, honesty in your music?
For me, it helps me, I think, connect to it when I perform it. If I like, it's easy if it's you genuinely like mean what you're saying, and it's, I mean, some of it was written long ago, so I don't necessarily feel that same way anymore. But I think that it's also important to be authentic, and that's just like the kind of writing that I enjoy, when it really like comes from your heart and you mean everything that you say.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Crissy Holme on 5 Nights. Are you a fan of Olivia Dean?
I love Olivia.
She is incredible, right?
Yeah, she's
oh
on
my
fire
goodness.
right
now. On 5 Nights, so easy to fall in love. Who are you listening to at the moment, Crissy?
Oh gosh, Rosalia.
Okay.
I didn't expect to love her album Lux. And she sings in, I think, like 12 different languages in the album.
Crazy.
And I didn't expect to love it, but now, like, all of her songs are just on my playlist. And I just think that they feel like a spiritual experience when you listen to them. And it's actually been, like, healing for me to listen to them for some reason. Because I love the, like, going back to classical music and mixing it with, like, flamenco and pop. And it just I think it, like, makes people, brings them back to classical music a little bit, which hasn't been like in the mainstream in so long. Yeah.
So it's just Rosalia that she's listening to?
Oh my gosh, and Addison Rae.
Oh,
I love Addison
dope,
Rae.
dope. Yeah.
Like, I've been supporting her for since from Diet Pepsi, I was just like, no, this is going somewhere. Like she's got a vision and she executed it so well. And I just love her artistry. And then, gosh, I listen to a lot of smaller artists.
Okay,
as well.
That's good.
Yeah,
that's really good.
I find like lots of little like niche songs.
Some gems.
Some little gems. I like to be the one where people are like, what song is this? And then I'm like,
let me put you on. I love that. Let me put you on. Now let's flip your next coaster. Let's find out what it says.
Good/bad idea.
All right. So you're going to tell me if something is a good idea or a bad idea. Okay. So I'm going to give you some scenarios and you let me know if it is a good idea or a bad idea. Quitting your day job to chase your dream of making music full time.
Good idea.
Love that. Ignoring self-doubt and performing a new song live for the first time.
Good idea.
Trying to learn every instrument in your band at once.
Probably a bad idea. Like, that might be bad for your confidence.
Forgetting the chorus during a live performance.
Oh. Bad idea. It's the worst.
Okay. Oh, here's your final one.
Yep.
Sending your lyrics to your crush before finishing the song.
Bad idea, I think. It's always an awkward one when you're like, does this person know that the song is about them? But like, do people even listen that closely? I don't think so.
You know, I always thought to myself, like, wow, I wonder what dating a musician is like. So anytime they could just put out music out there and it's about you, you know? Or you could send them like a voice note and that could be like an intro to a song.
Yeah, no, I would be scared, honestly. Like, I don't think...
You know, I would really be scared to date a musician. I genuinely would be, because any song could be about you and you just you just wouldn't know. Would you tell somebody that a song is about them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I would. I mean, I'm in a relationship and I've written the song for my boyfriend and I played it for him and that was he really loved it. But I don't know, he doesn't really like the spotlight. So but I know he liked it.
Oh, that's so beautiful. You see, that's another thing. You guys can get so romantic.
Yeah.
You could easily just be so romantic. I love it. Crissy Holme on 5 Nights. Let's flip your next coaster.
Lessons in 60 seconds.
So lessons in 60 seconds. This is when we really have like deep Oprah time. I'm going to give you a word and you're going to give me the biggest lesson in your life that you've learned about this particular category that I give you. Okay. And we've only got 60 seconds. Yeah. So you got to...
It's better than 5.
Yeah, it is better than 5, right? I love a timer. I love a timer.
I can tell.
I love to put pressure on my guests. The minute you start relaxing, I'm like, nope, here's a timer. Okay, let's go. Lessons in 60 seconds with Crissy Holme, who you're going to hear later on the 5 Nights Indie chart. Biggest lesson you've learned about education in the last couple of years that you have been in varsity?
Overrated.
Ooh, biggest lesson you've learned about money?
Wait, am I answering one word?
Yeah. No, it doesn't have to be one word. It can be a line.
The whole thing about money. Money is hard to make, like it's especially for artists.
Biggest lesson you've learned about songwriting?
You can't force it.
Biggest lesson you've learned about live performances?
Do it scared.
I love that. Biggest lesson you've learned about music production?
Oh gosh, looks really complicated.
Biggest lesson you've learned about friendship?
Cherish what you have, because life's shorter than you think. And I'm saying that like I'm like old, but you know, it goes faster than I think.
Yeah. Biggest lesson you've learned about family?
Family will always be your number one supporter.
Oh, that is so true.
Yeah.
That is very true. I mean, your mom is here.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Family will always be your number one support. Okay, so our 60 seconds is over, but I really love this one. Biggest lesson you've learned about love?
About love.
Yes.
Love is about commitment and not only seeing someone with rose-colored glasses, seeing all of them and still loving them even though they have flaws and they are human, and not getting tricked into that thing where you like think the grass is greener on the other side and think that there is, I don't know. I think that's been the difference between like love and lust, I guess.
Yeah.
Is that love is stronger, it's more durable because it's more deep. Yeah.
Crissy Holme on 5 Nights. You've been absolutely amazing. It was so awesome to
you.
get to know you. We've been playing your music, but like to get to sit down and get to know you has been absolutely epic. You are welcome back on 5 Nights anytime. You are now officially a friend of the show. And we're looking forward to playing your tune a little later on. I'm not going to say what number you are at yet, but make sure you are tuned into the 5 Nights indie chart coming up just after 9:30. Where can people follow you on the socials and follow your music?
Follow me on Instagram. My handle is Crissy Holme. It's my name, but I'll spell it out. CRISSYHOLME. And it's the same on TikTok. And yeah, don't follow me on Facebook. I've got nothing on there. So
nothing to see there.
That is like a graveyard. I don't know what's going on.
You know what I do with Facebook though? What I share, so what I do is I post on Instagram and I share to Facebook.
Mine does that automatically, and then I see Facebook people reacting to my Instagram story, and I'm like, that was not the intended audience.
Crissy Holme on 5 Nights. Good luck for 2026. You're absolutely amazing. I'm just looking forward to more and more music, and we will continue to play it. We absolutely love you here on 5 Nights.
Thank you so much for having me. Like this, as I said, this is like a dream, and you've made it so easy and so comfortable. Like feels like I've just been chatting with a friend. So thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. Crissy Holme on 5 Nights.